Dodge is the hot brand around here. And the Dodge boys are keeping things hot with sizzling deals on the unmistakably new Monaco's for '74. Superbly styled and engineered to be one of the most dependable cars Dodge has to offer. See the '74 Monaco's at the guys with the hot brand around here, the Dodge boys.
Monaco, unmistakably blue. It's a beautiful time for Monaco and you.
See the Monaco's at your favorite Twin Cities Dodge dealer.
You're worth taking care of, especially your skin. Baby it a little with Pure and Gentle Cosmetics by Almay. Now at Dayton's, a $5 purchase of Almay lets you have 7 beautiful things for your face, all for just $3. It's worth much more. There are cheek and lip colors, colors for your eyes and lashes, moisture lotion, cleanser, and eye cream. With what you have to face every day, isn't it time you used Almay Cosmetics? Come to the Almay counter at Dayton's and baby yourself a little.
At KSTP. Nap in the morning. Get up. 26 and fair. One of the most beautiful days of the year. High 43 today. A lot of sunshine. Get up.
Chewing on a piece of grass.
15 KSTP. America, Ventura Highway, and it is 17 minutes after 6 o'clock. Morning, good morning. I am that bright good morning voice at KSTP. Nap in the morning with 26 and fair today with a high of 43. And the Minnesota Opera Company is going to be presenting a production of Don Giovanni at the Guthrie Theater. It's presented tonight and tomorrow night at 8:30. And to the lady who wrote in from St. Louis Park, I'm upset too. You know, prices keep going up, up, up. Everything is shooting up. You go into the supermarket and all the prices are going up. You know, everything is really expensive. And she wrote me a letter and she said, nothing is the same. Everything is going up. Wrong-o. Wrong, ma'am. I'm going to have to introduce you to my boss. He's as cheap as ever.
Young, what will you leave us this time? You're only dancing on this earth for a short while. And though your dreams may toss and turn you now, they will will you leave us this time?
Yeah, Cat Stevens at KSTP with Nap in the morning plus Bush. 19 minutes after 6 o'clock. I like to work your name in, you know, because we like to work you in.
Golly shucks. Thank you.
My partner in crime, Charlie Bush.
Mother likes to hear that.
Yeah. And then you deny that it's you.
Yeah. It isn't me, Ma. That patty napping isn't old potatoes. Yet. This is Charlie Bush, KSTP, Minneapolis, St. Paul, with news and information. Kelly isn't ready to hang up the old shillelagh. FBI Director Clarence Kelly says the latest tape recording claiming Patty Hearst is joining her kidnappers changes nothing in the case.
The FBI will use all available resources and take all necessary action to carry out its responsibility to pursue this case to a successful conclusion. The welfare and safety of Miss Hearst will remain primary concerns of all FBI personnel, as they have been from the outset.
Kelly read the statement on the Hearst case to newsmen in Washington, but would not answer any questions. Miss Hearst's mother says she thinks her daughter's statement was made under duress, not of her own free will. New figures are out on the devastating tornadoes that caused death and destruction in a dozen states from New York to Alabama Wednesday night. Here's that report from Don Doak.
The Federal Disaster Relief Agency says there were 101 twisters causing more than 350 deaths and injuring at least 1,000 people. It's the worst series of tornadoes in this country in a half-century. In Decatur, Illinois, Sheriff Lee Holsapple said as the storm warning was issued, the tornado there struck.
It runs in kind of a straight point going probably 8 miles across, and probably a quarter of a mile wide.
Holsapple says it is of some note that none of the schools in Decatur were hit by the tornadoes. President Nixon has declared the states of Alabama, Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio, and Tennessee to be national disaster areas because of the storm.
KSTP time, 6:22. Passengers from the liner QE2 were ferried into New York yesterday by jumbo jet from Bermuda. They were taken to Bermuda by the cruise ship Sea Venture Wednesday night. Meantime, correspondent Dave Weber in London says the QE2 breakdown is very expensive.
The mechanical troubles of the QE2 are costing the Cunard Company something like $1.25 million. Cunard officials here in London say this covers refunds for the 1,600 passengers, the hire of the Norwegian vessel that came to their rescue, and the charter cost of the jets to fly them back to the States. The company is rushing 10 tons of chemicals to the disabled liner to clean out her boilers, and if repairs can be made in time, she might be able to resume her cruise schedule. If not, then the costs will continue to soar.
Things are getting pretty hairy for that covey of cool cats collected in communes. The United States Supreme Court has ruled that local governments have the right to use zoning laws to ban communes. In a case involving 6 Long Island, New York college students, the High Court reversed 2 lower court decisions by ruling that a city does have the right to pass zoning ordinances based on, quote, family values. The majority opinion in the 7-2 ruling was written by the court's most liberal member, Justice William O. Douglas. In a strong dissenting opinion, Justice Thurgood Marshall charged that the majority was attempting to, quote, regulate the way people choose to associate with each other in the privacy of their own homes. Boy, I could use some new lift. The ruling is expected to trigger a rash of new anti-commune ordinances across the United States. Well, gang, looks like it's back to the public parks and pup tents if you want to live in a monkey pile. Let's hope old man weather is through piling on. Fair skies and a top temp of 43 will have you going ape today. Low tonight 30, the high on the morrow, a fab 50. Some clouds tonight, more on Saturday. Currently, KSTP temperature is 26 degrees. God love you.
Well, that's it, huh?
Well, for right now.
Yeah. Government of Malaysia. This is a story that's just out, has really declared war on hippies.
Well, they give it to them, don't they?
Yeah, they rounded up 94 hippie-type persons. 45 of them have already been deported. The remaining 49 are jailed and are going to be shipped out as soon as airline seats can be located.
Yeah, those first 40 don't realize how lucky they were to be shipped out.
I can dig it. KSTP and Knapp on the morning at 26 minutes after 6 o'clock. 6:26 for those of you with a big-time digital clock. And 43 will be the high for today. It is going to be a gorgeous day.
A monkey needs banana, so he don't care.
And a man from Mars don't need it because he's got no hair.
And Dracula don't need it because he's got his blood. And Scarecrow doesn't grow, he's just a stick in the mud.
Everybody needs milk.
Almost.
Everybody needs milk.
Almost.
Everybody who is healthy wants to stay that way.
And needs something supernatural every day.
Like milk.
These days, a lady don't get no respect. No special treatment. At least that's what I thought till I got my red carpet card from the First National Bank of St. Paul. And now everyone at the bank is very accommodating. Why, that little card entitles me to free checking and check printing, a free safe deposit box for my diamonds and other valuables. Listen, those things alone can save me over $30 a year. I get reduced rates on direct installment loans. Even a free indoor parking space where I can park myself one night a month. Oh, other services, too, all for a mere $1 a month. And totally guaranteed to save you dough the first year or they return your $12. My goodness, that's a marvelous card. But then, my goodness had nothing to do with it.
Red Carpet Card at the First National Bank of St. Paul.
Get up! What a day! 6:30. Time to get up. KSTP. Nap in the morning. Nap in the morning at KSTP at 6:35 and 26 in fair in the Twin Cities fair today with a high of 43. You didn't want to shovel your driveway anyway, and a lot of you didn't. Because you figured the sun would take care of it today, and you were right. Good thinking. Low tonight 30 and a high tomorrow of around 50. Northwesterly winds today at 12 to 18.
Now that guy, Dirty O'Neill, he's some kind of a cop. He can't arrest women, you know, because there's always making him an offer he can't refuse.
You know my room at the hotel? You bring your little book, because we gonna break some little laws.
There's this small town, see? There's only 3 cops in it. There's 2 old geezers and Dirty O'Neill.
Musicians and actors and doctors and lawyers and even psychiatrists, but never cops.
That old judge asked Dirty O'Neill to be a bodyguard for his wife.
I'm proud of my body. Do you like my body?
And then there's these 2 young teenagers.
17 and 17 is 34. I'm almost 18.
Oh, you gotta see it to believe it. Dirty O'Neill, the sex life of a cop, rated R. That Dirty O'Neill. He ought to be arrested for indecent exposure.
Now showing at a neighborhood theater near you. Check your paper for theaters and show times.
I'm thinking about making a bill consolidation loan, and what I want to know is if it will reduce my monthly payments enough, so it'll really help me.
If I take out a consolidation loan, how long can I take to pay it back?
What would my monthly payment be on a consolidation loan of $5,000?
To arrive at an intelligent decision about making a bill consolidation loan, you need facts and figures. But you want to get them without obligation, right? Well, just call your nearby Dial Finance office. Ask us anything about bill consolidation, and we'll give you all the facts and figures you need to make your decision. No names, no sales pitches, just information, quickly and courteously. You see, at Dial, we don't want you to like us just for our money.
I just happen to have the phone number of Dial's office at 1377 Magnolia Avenue East in St. Paul, and it's 774-9651. Money talks. Oh, yeah? The only thing I ever heard my money say was goodbye. You can blow out a valve. Carly and James from the Pregnancy album. She's got a great big bump on her belly. On the front, it's a picture on the front cover.
Gee,
and
I'm
it's
sorry to hear that.
No, it's really a neat thing.
Was it a wart?
No, it's a baby girl, as it turns out. 19.
It's a what?
A baby girl, as it turns out.
Come on now. Everybody knows that's the stork, isn't it?
Well, okay, I call it a bump on the belly.
Oh.
But, it was a little baby girl. They're really a far-out kid.
Yeah?
James and Carly. They're only going to make $4 million this year.
Well, it's a living, isn't it?
Well, I don't know. Rock and roll might be here to stay, I guess. I don't know. I guess a few people make a living at it, but it's,
Yeah, guy tries to eke out an existence.
Yeah, I know it. 19 before 7 o'clock at KSTP.
They're trying to put a saddle on the sun. Did I hurt you there?
Take your hand away from my throat.
No, I thought that was my cue. I didn't know.
A saddle on the sun?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
This should stir up some trouble, huh?
Oh, come on.
Yeah, I even choked myself that time.
Yeah.
I suppose I should tell them. This is Charlie Bush, KSTP, Minneapolis, St. Paul, with news and information. The fuel shortage has intensified efforts to harness the sun's energy. Twin Cities-based Honeywell has developed one system that you might someday be using. Stan Turner reports on a unique laboratory on wheels made up of 2 units.
One is an office van, which represents a building that would be heated and supplied with hot water produced through sun power. The second unit is really the guts of the operation. It's a semi-trailer that houses the solar heating equipment and a complete weather station, and it all works like this. More than 64 solar panels absorb the sun's rays, which in turn heat circulating water up to 200 degrees Fahrenheit. The laboratory's 2 big storage tanks hold enough water to warm the office van, which is about the size of a small home, to 70 degrees for 24 hours. Next week, the laboratory hits the road to gather and demonstrate solar heating and cooling power in various climates around the country.
President Nixon yesterday declared the states of Alabama, Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio, and Tennessee as national disaster areas because of the devastating tornadoes that ripped through them, and at least 5 other states Wednesday night. Red Cross spokesman Peter Upton says it's the worst in 49 years.
At the present time, we have emergency mass care people in all 10 states affected. These are people who go out and provide food, clothing, temporary shelter, medical care.
The toll of the tornadoes is now believed to be in excess of 330 lives lost and could go higher. Mr. Nixon is also mired in his own personal disaster. The House Judiciary Committee has given President Nixon until Tuesday to turn over 42 presidential conversations and other documents. If they aren't forthcoming, the committee chairman, Peter Verdino, says they'll be subpoenaed. Verdino says the committee is running out of patience.
We shall not be thwarted by inappropriate legalisms or by narrow obstacles to our inquiry. We have waited patiently to get the recorded conversations. We will subpoena them if we must.
Verdino's stern statement came with a similar comment from the ranking Republican on the committee, Edward Hutchinson, who says he can't understand why the White House is balking at turning over the material. KSTP time, 6:44. Here's a story that'll convince you that during your life you really haven't experienced tough sledding. A strange thing happened to Fat Albert on his way to Nome last week. He was the lead dog of the National Observer's dog sled team competing in the 1,100-mile Iditarod Trail Sled Dog Race, an annual event in Alaska. It seems that as Fat Albert mushed on toward the finish line, pulling Rod Perry on the sled, he was run over by a taxi. As Perry tells it, the dog sprinted nonstop for the final 115 miles of the race and pulled into Nome at 3:30 in the morning. Then, just 2 blocks from the finish line, the taxi busted around the corner at 50 miles an hour and ran over Fat Albert. The dogs had pulled the sled an incredible 1,100 miles in 26 days and 18 hours. Perry says that luckily the dogs rolled with a punch and weren't injured. He was able to pull them out from under the car and finish out the race just 2 blocks away to come in 14th among 43 starters. Said Perry, you go 1,100 miles through the wilderness and you're almost wiped out by civilization. Dodo birds, eagles, and buffalo could have told him that. He needed only to ask. The weatherman has been giving civilization a good shaking, but today he could be a bit more compassionate. It's going to be fair with the murk wallowing in the lower 40s. Low tonight, 30 and cloudy. Saturday, a fab Fahrenheit of 50 with lots of clouds. Currently, KSTP temperature is 26 degrees.
What's that?
Beautiful morning.
How you going?
It's a beautiful morning. It don't matter to me. It don't matter to me.
Oh, I love it. I love it. That's Brad. It don't matter to me. 10 minutes, make it 9 minutes before 7 o'clock. I am Knapp in the morning, and we are about to have one of the most incredible spring days of the year. Get up, the day is dawning. Fair today with a high of 43 and 30 for a low, and then 50 for a high on Saturday. It's going back to normal. 26 in the Twin Cities. I'll make it 25 now. It's my first mistake here this morning, except for the obvious one of showing up.
Presenting Chicago 7.
I've been searching so long to find an answer. But I said, but I've got my job to do, and I do it well. Change my life.
15 new songs on 2 records by the group you come to expect big things from. Chicago 7, including the hit I've Been Searching So Long, new on Columbia.
The new Chicago 7 album is on sale now at all Musicland stores for $6.87. Fill in the gaps in your Chicago collection at special prices. Now through Monday at Musicland stores.
The following is a message from the Minnesota Highway Department and the U.S. Department of Transportation. On April 9th, a new concept to relieve rush hour congestion will begin on I-35W. Traffic metering. Traffic metering is accomplished by traffic signals on entrance ramps. These signals are timed to regulate the rate at which vehicles enter the freeway. Traffic metering will help traffic flow more smoothly, make travel safer. There will also be express bus ramps that bypass metering signals at 9 locations. Buses will have priority access. These ramps may be used only by MTC and Bloomington Bus Company vehicles. How does metering work? Traffic signals on ramps are actuated by a computer that measures traffic flow from detectors along the freeway. The rate at which the signals change is determined by the amount of traffic. Traffic metering, express bus service, and express bus ramps. A program to move people more efficiently on I-35W.
I really run a tight show, don't I? I'm just conversing with some studio guests here this morning. We have gotten a lot of telephone calls, and we have gotten a lot of letters from folks who would like to come down and take a look at a radio station, see what big-time Jocko does early in the morning for a living. Because of the tremendous popularity of Knapp on the Morning, there is unfortunately, a 4-year wait for tickets. Those of you who are actually in the studio today, you wrote in for your tickets 4 years ago, and here you are today, watching a grown man make dumb jokes into a microphone and hoping that somebody around the Twin Cities is laughing. So if you would like to see Knapp on the Morning, send your name, your address, your phone number to KSTP, and just think, 4 years from today, the mailman will knock on your door and hand you an envelope with the station call letters on it. You'll quickly tear it open, and you'll read the words, "Sorry, we fired him 3.5 years ago."
Okay. Look at me, I'm a train on a track. I'm a train, I'm a train, I'm a train, yeah.
I think my Girl Scout cookie just cooked in.
Look at me, got a load on my back. I'm a train,
Oh, yeah. 15 KSTP. I'm hot. Knapp in the Morning at 6:58 with 26 in the Twin Cities. Get up. It's going to be 43 and so much sunshine you ain't going to know what to do with it all over your Greek god and goddess-like body. St. John's, oh, it sounds good. St. John's Annual Antique Show held tomorrow from 11A to 10P and Sunday from 11 to 6P. St. John's new gym and Savage. Ooh, Savage. 15 minutes. We all get to shake it.
walk right in, step right down. Daddy, let your mind roll on. Daddy, let your mind roll on.
The work in the wake of that torrent of twisters. This is Charlie Bush, KSTP, St. Paul, Minneapolis, with news and information brought to you by Pennzoil, the motor oil that comes complete with the famous additive Z7. Pennzoil, the motor oil worth asking for. Wednesday night, a convention of twisters rubbled the Republic. Damage from the worst tornadoes in the last half-century may be over $500 million. The Herculean job of cleaning up in the wake of Wednesday's whirlwinds is only beginning. Well over 300 persons were sacrificed to Mother Nature's fit of bad temper, and officials in several states say they're sure they'll find more victims. In Kentucky, one of the worst-hit states, an aide to Governor Wendell Ford says the situation remains very serious.
State government has in excess of 5,000 employees working all over the state, helping in removal of the injured, the dead, cleaning up debris, opening transportation routes, restoring utility and power services. And we are still in a state of extreme emergency.
Kentucky's Governor Ford said he looked at the devastation in his state and wanted to cry. Alabama Governor George Wallace did. Their states, along with Indiana, Tennessee, and Ohio, have been declared federal disaster areas. A decade of sibling slaughter officially comes to a close today in Laos. Confrontation will be replaced by coalition. Bob Green is on the scene.
The composition of a new coalition government in Laos will be announced later today. Reports from Laos said members of the new government will meet for the first time when they're formally presented to the king in the royal capital of Luang Prabang. Power in the coalition will be shared by Prince Ivanaphuma, who headed up the Vientiane-based government, and his half-brother Prince Ivanaphum, who directed the pro-communist Pathet Lao forces from a cave complex in northeastern Laos. Today's ceremony will represent the beginning of an effort to unify the country after years of civil war.
First business of the new coalition will be to restore order to the ravaged countryside and to resettle 3 million refugees. That's 1/3 of the total population of Laos who've been evicted from their homes by the fourth horseman of the apocalypse. It's presently 25 degrees in the Twin Cities. KSTP time, 7:02. Sometimes it's easy to tell that your car needs attention. For instance, all you have to do is look at your windshield to know when it needs cleaning. And one glance at your fuel gauge will tell you whether you need gas. But how about your motor oil? These days, when your oil may not be checked as often as it has been in the past, it's especially important that you remember this vital car need. And when you find that you should add or change oil, it's important, too, that you use a quality product like Pennzoil. You see, with Pennzoil, there's never any doubt about top quality. Pennzoil is refined only from 100% pure Pennsylvania-grade crude oil. And Pennzoil contains its own additive, Z7, blended into every can in just the right amount. So these days especially, make it a point to watch your car's oil needs carefully. And when you do need to add or change oil, make it a point to ask for the quality motor oil, Pennzoil. Because when your car is worth caring for, Pennzoil is worth asking for. They held a gospel session at the St. Paul City Council yesterday. There were no Elmer Gamtrees present, but there was a particle of podium pounding. The Capital City Council played host to a public hearing on plans to relocate the Union Gospel Mission from the downtown area to the lower Payne Avenue neighborhood. Reporter Paul Brandt says that plan pains the people of Payne Avenue, who see this haven for society's derelicts as an undesirable element.
The present Union Gospel building is being taken over by the St. Paul Housing and Redevelopment Authority. But the Payne Avenue residents don't like the idea of the mission moving into their neighborhood. The fears are apparently over that element coming into the area. Councilman Vic Tedesco climbed out of his sickbed to lead the charge against the move at the hearing. There were some heated exchanges during the meeting, and the matter has now been tabled for 30 days. What looks like a combination cooling-off period and a time to weigh the evidence before a final decision is made.
It's not known if the relocation of the mission will prove to be mission impossible. The mission matter will be mulled to moon before the council comes to grips with the problem, and even then, their decision could end up in court, which means that the council, whatever it decides on the mission, well, that isn't necessarily gospel. Those tax hacks have cut the pockets out of the president's pants. Mr. Nixon has been put in a financial bind. Washington correspondent Russ Ward says the back tax bill dumped on Dick by the IRS is only one nettle in the president's financial briar patch.
His 1973 taxes are due in 10 days, and in June he has a $226,000 payment due on the San Clemente estate. The White House is not saying how much money will have to be borrowed to meet the obligations, but according to Press Secretary Ron Ziegler, about all the president will have left after the bills are paid are his two properties in Key Biscayne. The San Clemente home has been promised as a gift to the American people.
But hold up on those care packages. While President Mr. Nixon will still rake in $200,000 a year, plus $50,000 in tax-free expense money. It may not shine in the shadow of Getty's gobs or Aristotle's ample earnings, but it's a living. It's presently 25 degrees. KSTP time, 7:05.
This is Alex Dreyer with the word for today from F&M Savings Bank in Minneapolis, where you get more money for your money and more service for your savings. Today's important story, how you can help conserve energy during these times of fuel shortages. It's F&M's Bank by Phone service that lets you bank at home. With F&M's exclusive Bank by Phone service, you can make withdrawals and deposits to your account. Simply call 341-5858 and give the Bank by Phone teller your name, account number, amount of deposit or withdrawal, and she takes care of all the rest. Bank by Phone lets your money work harder for you. Doesn't require you to keep a lot of money lying idle and checking. Try Bank by Phone with MaxiComp yields of 5.46% annually on 5.25% accounts, plus complete safety. Alex Dreyer suggesting you save more energy and more money at F&M Savings Bank. Member FDIC.
Around the world in 80 seconds to bring you a succinct summary of scenes unfolding in the comedy and tragedy of life. It could be curtains for the president if the House Judiciary doesn't get those tapes. The Jewish Passover is marked by an Israeli alert on the Golan Heights that attempts to avoid a replay of the Yom Kippur War. There are disbelievers in that Patty Hearst defection. Nixon's sibling goes to court. Dwight Chapin awaits the jury.
The White House is under what seems to be an ultimatum from the House Judiciary Committee to supply the tapes the committee has requested by next Tuesday. Committee Chairman Peter Rodino has indicated strongly that the committee will subpoena the tapes after that, if necessary. Israeli forces along the Golan Heights are reinforced and on alert for fear Syria may attack, coinciding with the Passover Jewish holiday. Uncertainty marks the Patricia Hearst kidnapping. There's disbelief in the message in Miss Hearst's voice, in which she said she was joining the Symbionese Liberation Army. The FBI says it plans to bring the kidnappers to trial. And a lawyer connected with the Food for Poor People program says he fears Miss Hearst is dead. President Nixon's younger brother Edward is due to testify for the defense today in the Mitchell-Stans conspiracy trial in New York. Before that, though, the judge in the case is to rule on defense motions for dismissal of charges. The federal court jury deliberating perjury charges against former presidential appointment secretary Dwight Chapin meets again in 3 hours. Bob Kane, NBC News.
KSTP time, 7:08. From Rod Trongard Sports Desk, Henry did it, but in a losing cause.
Atlanta's Hank Aaron has matched Babe Ruth's all-time career record of 714 home runs. The history maker came in the first inning of the first game of the 1974 season, Aaron's first at-bat, with 2 men on as the Braves met the Reds in Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati. The blow was on a 3-1 pitch off Cincinnati right-hander Jack Billingham and cleared the inner fence of the ballpark slightly to the left of the 375-foot mark. It caught a crowd of more than 50,000, including Vice President Gerald Ford, in almost complete surprise. When the impact finally hit, the crowd stood, gave the Braves' 40-year-old superstar a rousing ovation, and Ford, ushered by Baseball Commissioner Bowie Kuhn, left his left field box to meet Aaron at the plate. Said the VP, "Good luck for 715 and many more." Kuhn then presented Aaron with a trophy. "It's a great honor," said the commissioner, "to present this trophy not only to one of the greatest professionals ever to play this game, but one of baseball's greatest gentlemen." Aaron accepted the trophy, along with a plaque given to him by his Atlanta teammates, and then said simply,
Vice President, Commissioner, Mr. Babalman, I certainly would like to say thank you very much, and I'm just glad it's almost over with. Thank you.
What Aaron meant by saying glad it was almost over is the fact he needs one to set the Major League home run mark of 715. However, the home run came in a losing cause as the Reds came from behind in extra innings, 11 to be matter of fact, to win it 7-6. Rod Trongard, KSTP Sports.
Bob's team came up a little short. Twin Town financier Bob Short saw Oakland come out on the long end of the score, and then American League opener, it was Oakland 7, Texas 2. Maybe Bob knew what he was about when he unloaded 90% of that Rangers franchise. Here's a kick in the buns for the Burger Buffs. If you're a lad or lassie who likes to lay your lips on the meat of the moo wedged in the middle of a fun bun, you've got something to beef about. The reputed birthplace of that popular American item, the hamburger, is about to fall victim to the wreckers. Louis' Lunch, a 30 by 30-foot restaurant in New Haven, Connecticut, must give way to a $12 million, 14-story medical center, which will house butchers of a different brand. The City Redevelopment Agency ordered proprietor Kenneth Glanson to clear out by the end of this month pickles, patties, and buns. The building has been designated as a historical landmark by the New Haven Preservation Trust, a private group, but efforts to preserve the 79-year-old eating place have been unsuccessful. If you feel some brief beef grief that the Patty Palace is headed for the heap, just remember you only have yourself to blame. You could have saved that beginning abode of the Baldy Burger if you'd only gotten up off your buns. Nothing to beef about in the forecast. The weatherman is going to sandwich in a little sunshine to go along with a temperature treat of 43 today. Low tonight 30 under cloudy skies. Saturday lots of clouds, but a barbecue and temp territory. The high will fly to 50. The 7 News has been brought to you by the Aspo Motor Oil Pennzoil. Every time you need oil, ask for Pennzoil at new car dealers and garages and at your favorite service stations. And remember, when your car is worth caring for, Pennzoil is worth asking for. Currently, KSTP temperature is 25 degrees.
If I love you, gal, and I want you, Peggy Sue. Oh, well, I love you, gal, and I want you, Peggy Sue.
The lead singer, Buddy Holly, wrote the song about the drummer's wife, Peggy Sue. Does that mean they were making it together? Don't touch it. It's me, Mr. Clean. At KSTP, 14 minutes after 7 o'clock. Nap in the morning. Get up and get ready to shake it. 17 minutes after 7 o'clock, and I'm Knapp in the morning, and this is the world famous... Wait a minute, I have to dry myself off. The world famous shave cream weather forecast. All right. Oh, it feels good. Dated April 2nd. Dear Knapp in the morning, I hope by the time you read this, you'll be feeling much better and back to your old sexy self. All of us here at Inver Grove Heights think you're the greatest. In fact, we put you down for Best News Commentator of the Year. Okay, but that's only us. By the way, the reason I'm writing this letter, besides liking your show, is for my 4th hour media class. Please read this letter sometime between 7:15, 7:30, yada, 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 so that Mr. O'Rourke, or Rook, or whatever his name is, my English teacher, will hear this read and give me a good grade. Mr. O'Rourke, give her a good grade. I hope you keep on shaking your shave cream. Your antics wake me up every morning, and please don't forget to read this if you can. Well, all right. You got it for the shave cream weather forecast, Deb Smith. You ready? Shake your shave cream! Thanks a lot, Deb, for inquiring about my health. The nurses at Methodist took very good care of me over the weekend. And for being so really neat and for listening all the time and for saying all those syrupy, mushy things, I'm going to send you 2 pictures. The first one is the first picture is a picture of, well, it's a picture of me. Lending my support to Mayor Cohen. And the second one is a picture of His Honor wearing it. 15 KSTP at 7:23. This is one of the most gorgeous days of the spring, I'll tell you that. High today is going to be 43 and a high tomorrow of about 50, a lot of sunshine. Well, you know that. You've looked out the window by now. 25 in the Twin Cities and Sunshine City.
Pure white English ironstone created by famous Johnson Brothers of Stoke-on-Trent, England. It's yours free. A 4-piece setting when you save $50 or more at Twin City Federal. And because TCF believes you should have a Think Happy choice of gifts, they also offer you genuine stoneware in 2 different patterns, Aztec and Granada. Aztec is a dramatic design very much in contemporary mood, warm and rich-looking. Granada stoneware has bright yellow and light orange flowers accented with brown. With a free start from TCF, you can add more place settings in your pattern at Savers low prices. Make your Think Happy choice of casual dinnerware where the famous twin clocks flash time and temperature. Twin City Federal, the billion-dollar leader in thrift. If you're planning a garage sale, Twin City Federal has a booklet that'll help you. Make more money, have more fun with your garage sale. Copies are free at Twin City Federal.
What'll I do when you are far away?
Robert Redford and Mia Farrow in David Merrick's production of a Jack Clayton film, The Great Gatsby, a Paramount picture in color, rated PG, all ages, parental guidance.
Now showing at the Cooper Theater, Minneapolis, and the Orpheum Theater, St. Paul.
And now, how Fred Cole found Lister-X antibacterial scrub, ran the mile in 3 minutes, and finally caught up to Rhonda.
Hey, man, stop jiving. When you've got pimples, Lister-X is a great way to wash. That's all. It's from the Listerine people. It's got cleansing grains that scrub away dirt and excess oil. Kills germs, too. Lister-X is just a better way to help fight pimples. And that's plenty.
Picked as the torchbearer for the 1976 Olympics.
Shut up. I've had enough of that. Registration is open for White Bear Lake Public Schools adult education courses. For further information, 429-1887. 25 in the Twin Cities, 43 for the high. It's going to shoot up to 50 on Saturday. Nap in the morning. KSTP, get up.
Something happening here.
728 at KSTP. I am Nap in the morning. It's 25 in the Twin Cities. The philosophy in this song is better than an hour with a shrink at $50. Listen to Seals and Crofts.
Life, so they say, is but a game and they let it slip away. Love, like the autumn sun, should be dying, but it's only just begun. Like the twilight in the road up ahead.
Nap in the morning at KSTP. 732. Sunshine 25. High today 43. What a beautiful day.
Wait a little while from now, naturally, alone again, naturally.
That feels good. Almost as good as the sunshine outside. 7:35 at KSTP. And Nap in the morning with 25 degrees and a lot of sunshine. High today 43. Overnight low 30. Today is going to make yesterday look like a write-off. High on Saturday around 50.
Lovely morning, isn't it? Except, of course, for the traffic. But everything will get going in a minute. Or in at least half an hour. In the meantime, no one's going anywhere. Except for those motorcycles over on the side road. That was a Yamaha. Only thing wrong with the Yamaha is that you have to listen to the wind instead of all that good news on the radio. That and the fact that you don't get a chance to sit and rest in a traffic jam. Still in all, maybe a Yamaha would be a good idea. Maybe on your way home you might just visit a Yamaha dealer. He's got a lot of machines that would be great for commuting. After all, don't you deserve a little freedom before you lock yourself up for the day? Someday, you'll own a Yamaha.
Today is the day. Here we go again. Here we go again.
And here we go again with two exciting Easter time events for the kids at Brookdale. Now, through April 13th, bring them to visit the Easter Animal Farms. Let your children pet and enjoy real live Easter animals. And that's not all that's happening at Brookdale, because also, now through Easter, bring the children to the Kitty Carnival. Rides designed to delight and thrill your little ones. Yes, it's Easter Animal Farms time at Brookdale and Kitty Carnival time. Two more good reasons to visit Brookdale, your world of fashion and fun.
It's the right time, and at Brookdale, here we go again. Brookdale, your world of fashion and fun.
Yeah, it's going to be a biggie. Really exciting. I saw a new pilot for a television show last night featuring Ozzie Nelson. I know. It's not bad, though. In the first episode, Ozzie rents out Rick and David's rooms to a couple of college girls, which makes Rick and David really happy because they haven't moved out yet.
Help me out.
The Twin Towns could be giving the bird the bird. This is Charlie Bush, KSTP, Minneapolis, St. Paul, with news and information. Those big birds may be asked not to carry any bad eggs. A proposed ordinance dealing with the shipment of hazardous materials by airliner will come in for some verbal venting in the Twin Towns today. St. Paul Mayor Larry Cohen, who by his office is a member of the Metro Airports Commission, is proposing the ordinance. Reporter Greg Lick says implementation of such an ordinance in our area would be a first in the nation.
The ordinance does not actually create any new regulations for the shipment of radioactive or otherwise hazardous materials. There are already a multitude of federal regulations on the subject. What the ordinance does do is set up a system of enforcement of the existing rules, something that is not presently being done at any airport in the country. The biggest proponents of the ordinance are labor unions, which represent airline and airport workers. They claim that their people are being exposed to unreasonable dangers and they cite numerous cases where injuries and deaths have occurred as a result of such materials being shipped. The major opponents of the ordinance are medical people who say radioactive materials must be shipped from one place to another quickly, and any delay caused by complicated checking procedures would endanger the lives of patients waiting for radiation treatment.
Junior birdmen and experts from all around the Fab 50 will flock to the hearings. Meanwhile, airports around the country will be watching to see how the get-together is going to mess their nest. From Rod Trongard's Sports Desk, the NFL rejects a pair of new contract demands made by the Players Association.
The owners said they were turning down a so-called freedom issue and also what they termed was unprecedented collective demands totaling more than $100 million. This was the first response by the owners to 57 demands made by the Players Association. A spokesman for the owners said the players were calling for anarchy rather than freedom, and that they were injecting double jeopardy by attempting to have collective bargaining cover issues which should be left to individual discussions. Among the requests by the players, minimum pay of $7,000 for exhibition games, $20,000 minimum pay for rookies, and $25,000 for veterans during the season, and a minimum of $25,000 each for winners and $20,000 for losers in Super Bowl games.
KSTP time, 7:43. Here's an eyewitness account of how everybody, including teachers, can learn from pupils. If you want to know how a person feels about something, look closely at the size of his or her pupils. Dr. Eckhard Hess of the University of Chicago says that the pupils of a person's eyeballs get noticeably larger when they see something they like, but shrink when they look at something they hate. Dr. Hess says that studies on women have shown that most females' pupils grow in size when they are shown pictures of attractive men. Likewise, says the doctor, most men's pupils enlarged when they were shown pictures of women. Dr. Hess says that successful poker players have known this fact for years. He says that they will watch the eyes of an opponent when a new card is drawn. If the player gets the card he or she wants, the pupils expand. But if the wrong card comes up, then those black pupils of the unlucky player shrink to mere dots. The moral of the story is, if you're blessed with big banjo eyes, you'd best squint a lot, or you'll end up with everyone using your pupils to pick your pocket, if you see what I mean. Well, it looks like the eye of that winter storm has passed on. Fair today, gone tonight and tomorrow. Top temps, 43 today and 50 on Saturday. The low tonight, 30. Currently, KSTP temperature is 25 degrees.
Gone. No doubt about it. It's going to be a long time.
And I think it's going to be a long, long time.
Knapp in the morning. KSTP 7:53. And 26 degrees in the Twin Cities. And the sun is shining. It feels so good. High today of 43. Overnight low 30. And a Saturday high of about 50.
I've gambled all my life. And in this racket, there's a lot of uncertain things, like smart dames and dough. You're never sure of having either. So when I heard about the First National Bank of St. Paul's red carpet card, I latched onto it pronto. It's such a foolproof deal, they guarantee it'll save you plenty. And you get things like free checking and check printing, a free safe deposit box, 19 Twin Cities locations to cash in your chips up to $100, even free indoor parking one night a month. Other services, too, all for a mere $1 a month. Totally guaranteed to save you dough the first year, or they return your 12 smackers. Say, listen, sweetheart, my red carpet card is the only sure bet I ever made.
Red carpet card at the First National Bank of St. Paul.
Now you take that Dirty O'Neill. He's some kind of a cop.
What are you packing, 44?
Being a public servant, Dirty O'Neill just kind of hangs out around town.
I'll bet it's a snub-nosed 38.
Until some woman makes him an offer he can't refuse.
Wow! It's a bazooka!
You got to see it to believe it. Dirty O'Neill. The Sex Life of a Cop. Rated R.
Now showing at a neighborhood theater near you. Check your paper for theaters and showtime.
Don't touch it. 7:54 with Knapp in the morning, and I have just one little thing here for you. It's a film called The Red Balloon, and it's going to be blown up at the Sumner Library at 611 Emerson Avenue North, and it's tomorrow at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I guess we'll all be standing in line waiting for that. Headed for 43. Sunshine. This is my favorite time of day.
Sunshine.
Dick's detractors are digging the hole deeper. This is Charlie Bush, KSTP, St. Paul, Minneapolis, with news and information. President Nixon's troubles appear to be deepening. The White House says payment of his back taxes will virtually wipe out the president financially. Meanwhile, Congressman Peter Badino, chairman of the impeachment inquiry, says the White House has until next Tuesday to hand over the evidence the committee wants, or it will take legal action.
We have been respectfully patient. The courts were patient. The House has been patient. The people have been patient for a long, long time. The patience of this committee is now wearing thin.
Les Aspin, one of Rodino's colleagues in the House, is introducing resolutions aimed at preventing the president from signing any international agreements during an impeachment process. That coalition is still clawing for the fuzz to face the folks. The South Minneapolis Coalition launched its second battle yesterday to get civilians placed in the Police Internal Affairs Unit. The SMC says the police can't police the police and wants 2 civilians named to that unit. However, they claim Police Chief Jack McCarthy's given them the runaround. So, as Marcia Fleur reports, yesterday they marched to the Internal Affairs Unit to file a complaint against none other than Chief McCarthy.
Police Lieutenant Hugh Holt took the written complaint and then delivered the final irony to the coalition. He said their complaint now goes to Chief McCarthy himself, and he'll decide what priority it gets. Furthermore, Holt admitted he could never act against his own boss. The complaint duly filed, the coalition retreated to regroup.
This is a community issue. This has been something the South Minneapolis Coalition has developed to this point, and I suspect that we'll be in other political arenas before long because the chief's position and his tricks are being exposed.
Chief McCarthy's reaction to this came in these words: "Give us a chance." KSTP time, 8:02. From Rod Trongard Sports Desk, Fighting Saints forward George Mercury Morrison, who scored 4 times Wednesday night, says it's going to take an all-out team effort for the Saints to handle the Edmonton Oilers in the playoffs that begin tomorrow night at the Civic Center.
They're a good hockey club. They've beaten us a couple times here, and we've beaten them in their rink, so it's just going to come down to hard work, hustle, and who scores the most goals and who lets the least in, I think.
Isn't this team playing about as well as you've ever seen them playing? Granted, this is your first year. However, from a standpoint of togetherness, it isn't, it isn't 1 or 2 individuals, as you've said. This is really a Fighting Saints outfit that's playing as a team right now, maybe as they've never played before.
Well, I think you're right. I think they're playing as a team, and I think what happened earlier, we weren't playing as a team, but we still had success. But now we're together and doing things properly together, and I think we're molded into a great team, and we've got a super leader in Shaky Walton.
Morrison's 4-goal outburst Wednesday night gave him a total of 40 for the season. Shaky Walton scored twice, giving him 57 for the year. At 8:40 this morning, Saints captain Ted Hampson talks about the team's 3-5 record against Edmonton during the just concluded regular season. The government plans on doing away with coppers, but the boys in the gumball biz are getting their 2 cents worth in. The move in Congress to change over from copper pennies to aluminum ones may die a quick death. The National Automatic Merchandising Association, the lobby group representing vending machine interests, says that it will oppose the aluminum pennies. The association says it has tested aluminum pennies in vending machines and found that they jam between 5 and 10% of the time. The association, which carries a lot of influence with Congress, says that if the new pennies jam 5% of the time, it will clog up more than 4 million vending machine purchases every day. And it's well known that 1 out of 4 who get fragged by the mindless vending machine strike back violently. Right. That means 1 million machines per day are going to get a metal mauling kick in the cash drawers. Now look at the brand of weather being vended by the Bureau Boys. Fair and 43 today, cloudy and 30 for a low tonight, much cloudy and 50 on Saturday. Currently, KSTP temperature is 25 degrees.
That's how I warm up for my show every morning. Half in the morning, 6 minutes after 8 at KSTP, 28 in Twin Cities. Ooh.
Hey, did you happen to see the most beautiful girl that walked out on me?
15 KSTP. And it's 8 minutes after 8 o'clock. I'm Knapp in the morning. Friday. Ooh, line up at the pay window. Fair today with a high of 43. Overnight low 30. High on Saturday 50. 28 and sunshine.
If you want economy, see your money buy more with the new Matador.
Economize. Forget that full-size car. Get a mid-size Matador. The economical six-cylinder Matador coupe comes with an interior so roomy it's hard to believe it's a mid-size car. And Matador is backed by the exclusive AMC Buyer Protection Plan. See the economy experts.
Come and see AMC.
Why don't you see an AMC at Brooklyn American, 7417 Brooklyn Boulevard, Brooklyn Park, where you get a good deal and a good deal more.
Now you take that Dirty O'Neill. He's some kind of a cop.
What are you packing, 44?
Being a public servant, Dirty O'Neill just kind of hangs out around town.
I'll bet it's a snub-nosed 38.
Until some woman makes him an offer he can't refuse.
Wow! It's a bazooka.
You got to see it to believe it. Dirty O'Neill, the sex life of a cop. Rated R.
Now showing at a neighborhood theater near you. Check your paper for theaters and showtimes.
In the year 2525,
8:13 at KSTP. And I'm Knapp in the morning. And it's my old-fashioned love song. Bite your radio if you love me.
Just to know that's a love song.
15 KSTP at 17 minutes after 8 o'clock, and I am Knapp in the morning. It's 28 degrees, skies are fair, a lot of sunshine, 43 the high today, and 50 will be the high for tomorrow. Northwesterly winds blowing at 12 to 18 today, diminishing by evening. The Parkway players of the Hale Elementary PTA present the Fireman's Flame tonight and tomorrow night at the school, 54th Street and 12th Avenue South. 8 o'clock both evenings. Streak of the Week award going to Vice President Gerald Ford for putting on a Keep On Streaking t-shirt and racing from one end to the other, the vice presidential jet.
Some sweet, some tart, some peace, some war. This is Charlie Bush, KSTP, Minneapolis, St. Paul, with news and information. While peace appears to have come to Laos on the wings of coalition, killing is still the main entree being served up in Cambodia. Bob Green filed this blue report.
Reports from Cambodia today said insurgents have occupied part of the coastal city of Kampot. The anti-government forces pounded the city with about 200 rounds of artillery before assaulting from the north and northeast. Reports said they destroyed the city's power station, cut telephone lines, and set fire to a military camp and police station. The Cambodian Air Force tried but failed to bomb the insurgents out of buildings in the northern part of Kampot. The city is about 85 miles southeast of Phnom Penh. It has been surrounded by insurgents for over a month.
From war to rumors of war, a top U.S. military official says the communist North Vietnamese are in a stronger fighting position now than they've ever been in before. General Timothy O'Keefe, commander of all American air support forces in Southeast Asia, says the North Vietnamese buildup comes as a surprise.
I think we all said a year ago that we had a ceasefire. We don't have a ceasefire. And to that extent, whatever they did in the way of resupplying and re-equipping and remanning their units was a surprise.
The general said he couldn't be specific, but that the buildup could be some old-fashioned diplomatic saber-rattling, and it doesn't mean that war is imminent. On a related note, Congress voted down increased aid to South Vietnam. KSTP time, 8:22. Now Nixon's being badgered by a Wisconsin congressman. Les Aspin, Democrat of Wisconsin, is introducing resolutions in Congress preventing President Nixon from signing any international treaties during an impeachment process.
Now, all three of these resolutions are about what happens to national security during an impeachment trial in the Senate. It's becoming more and more evident that the House of Representatives will vote favorably on an impeachment resolution. And then the question is, what happens during the trial in the Senate if the president tries to create some kind of an international crisis in order to win support for himself?
Aspen says Congress would be reluctant to try Mr. Nixon if he was in the midst of negotiations with foreign officials. It's going to take more than an aspirin to get rid of Aspen, the president's latest headache. Vintners aren't whining at the way Americans are turning to getting juiced on the grape. The Department of Agriculture reports more New York State grapes are ending up in wine bottles and less are being converted into grape juice. Figures for last year show about 55% of the frothy fruit harvested in the state went for wine production, as compared with 43% in 1972. If you're wondering why people are guzzling the grape with a Hawaiian punch with more frequency than the purple party pooper juice that is found on the breakfast table, wonder no more. The cost of the grape is climbing the vine. Now, wine isn't cheaper than the juice of the grape. It's just that after a couple quaffs, the pain of paying seems to go away, at least for a little while. It looks like the wine of winter is out of earshot, and we should have grape weather today.
Oh, come on.
The top temps are divine.
No.
43 for today and 50 for Saturday. I went too far.
He
finally kicked out. He's trying to choke himself with a long john. Oh, well, chocolate ones, too. Fair today, gone tomorrow.
Yes.
Low tonight, 30 and cloudy. Don't commit suicide. It could be worse. Currently, KSTP temperature is 25 degrees.
Wisconsin Congressman badgers Nixon.
Yeah, isn't that good?
And what, purple what?
Purple party pooper juice. Kind you find on your breakfast.
Okay, now a bird call, please. I'm ready to leave. Well, that's a challenge just to show up here. 8:26 at KSTP. I am Knapp in the morning, and it's really a nice day with a high of 43 today and 50 for a high tomorrow. Can you beat it? 28 in the Twin Cities and lots of sunshine.
Faster than a speeding sword. More powerful than a country bumpkin. Away, bumpkin. Able to leap castle walls in a single bound. Yeah! Look, up on the screen. It's the Three Musketeers.
One for all and all for one.
Swash like it's never been buckled before.
God, follow that bear!
The Three Musketeers from 20th Century Fox.
Fight whenever you can.
Rated PG, parental guidance suggested.
The Three Musketeers now showing at the Academy Theater in Minneapolis and the Highland Theater in St. Paul. Continuous shows daily, $1 until 2 p.m.
Sunday.
The following is a message from the Minnesota Highway Department and the U.S. Department of Transportation. On April 9th, a new concept to relieve rush hour congestion will begin on I-35W. Traffic metering. Traffic metering is accomplished by traffic signals on entrance ramps. I-35W.
Yeah, we tried that in Atlanta, but nobody paid any attention to the lights.
Midnight at the oasis.
Anything you say, honey.
Send your camel to bed.
Go to bed, camel.
Shadows painting our faces. Come on.
And the last we saw of them, they were both riding the same camel. Don't touch it. I don't think I'll stick around for Bush's 840. KSTP 831, Knapp in the morning. Johnny Rivers. KSTP 834, and I am Knapp in the morning. It's 28 and sunshine, high today 43, and a high tomorrow of about 50. That song is for the clown from Centennial High School who was supposed to play the part of Nixon in their April Fool contest, but he was suspended because he was caught streaking. And you know who you are. I'm not going to read your name on the air, but that's for you.
You're probably well aware of the advantages of a well-tuned car in helping you obtain better gas mileage. A well-tuned car can run more efficiently, more economically. If all cars were properly tuned and operating efficiently, we could save millions of gallons of gas. To help you evaluate your car's efficiency, your participating GM dealer has 2 new energy checks available. One is an economy checkup that includes an engine diagnosis along with several other inspections to see if your car is up to specs. The other is an economy tune-up to help give you a smooth running engine that performs efficiently. Making the most out of the gasoline around is one of our country's basic challenges. It's important to you and to us at General Motors. That's why we're inviting everyone to come in now for a GM energy check at a Chevrolet, Pontiac, Oldsmobile, Buick, or Cadillac dealer. Get together with him and get more of a run for your money.
What are the monthly payments on a loan of $475?
Oh, and of course, naturally, I just happen to have the dial office here at 323 Osborne Road in Fridley, 786-9171. If I ever blow this gig, I can work for Beltel as an information operator. I'm fast. Watch me. You'll like my sneak attacks.